God morning, God morning, God morning, God morning. Amazing souls. God morning. I'm Reverend Valerie Love. If we haven't met yet, welcome to a 365-day marathon of A Course in Miracles, 365 days straight, every day at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So we won't be crazy today. So we won't be ratchet today. Today is day 290. How you living? I figured I would give us some red this morning to hold it up for all our incredible beings on all over the world and for our incredible beings who were at sacred sexuality over the weekend. Wow. I was blown away. I took yesterday to reflect and meditate and journal and be with and integrate sacred sexuality. After I arrived back in Miami, soon I'll be back in Mexico in my home. I actually miss Mexico. I miss Mexico. So I'll be back home in Mexico soon. I'm so happy about that. I am so happy about that. Casa Amor, my beautiful home. Casa Amor. I miss you, Casa Amor. I'm coming. They tell me, Davy, who takes care of Casa Amor when I'm not there, he said, when you leave, your house is different. I said, oh, Casa Amor knows it misses me. I love Casa Amor. Me and Casa Amor, we have a connection. You know, your home and things like that. Your home needs energy in it, just like everything else, right? Your home needs energy in it. You need energy in you. Let's breathe. Breathe. Breathe some more. Breathe again. Breathe with an intention to close off thought. Breathe with an intention to hear only the voice for God. Breathe. My mantra this morning in my meditation as I awakened, and my mantra I'll be working with today is I am spirit. Use it if it works for you. I am spirit. Again, I am spirit. And be still and know. Until you know your spirit self as yourself. Let's begin, amazing souls. You're an amazing soul. You're a splendid being. You're a supreme being. You're an infinite being. You're a sovereign being. You always know the truth for you in every situation. You always know what to do. You are one with the one. Welcome. Welcome. Do share the room today. Do share the broadcast today. Share the live today. Drop the link to someone and say, hey, get in here. Drop the link to a friend. We love all the shares. We love all the shares. We love all the shares. Lesson 290. Oh, we only have 65 seconds. Oh, we only have 75 days to go. We only have 75 days to go. Get everyone in here in these 75 days. We only have 75 days to go. Get yourself together. 75 days. This is a countdown to the end of our marathon and our party in Mexico. If you don't know about the party in Mexico, the New Year's Eve party with the book launch, absolutely. Hop on over to valerielove.com and hop in with us. My present happiness is all I see. Tell yourself, my present happiness is all I see. My present happiness is all I see. I don't see the sadness of the past. I don't see who betrayed me. I don't see who got on my nerves yesterday. I don't see all the things my boo did yesterday and last year and the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that. I don't see all the things my kids keep doing that get on my nerves. I don't see what my mama did, my daddy did when I was a little kid. I don't see what my molesters did, the rapists did, the person who murdered somebody in my family. I don't see all that. My present happiness is all I see. I know where to put my focus. I know what to look at. And I know that if I do not rid my mind of foolish, faulty perceptions and the sins of others, which are actually the sins I hold about myself, then I will not be happy, fulfilled in bliss and in heaven. My present happiness is all I see. Unless I look upon what is not there, my present happiness is all I see. This is telling us that if I don't take my mind to a painful past, the only thing I would be seeing is my present happiness. Because my present happiness is the only thing that is real. It is the only thing that is right now. It is the only thing that is eternal. And God's will for you, God's will for me is perfect happiness. And perfect happiness is all we would see, all we would be in, all we would experience if we were not looking on something that's not there. The past, sins, fearing the future, guilt. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done that. Why didn't I? Shame. Unless I look upon what is not there, my present happiness is all I see. That means your default is present happiness. That means if you were not averting your attention away from the present happiness, all we would see is the present happiness. That means if I didn't take myself to the first of the month, am I going to be able to pay everything? Well, if that's the question you're asking, then that means, beloved, that you don't let God pay for everything. I promise you, God got way more money than you think you have. Some people's attention is so averted to the first of the month. Whole lot of anxiety and angst around the first of the month. If we were not intentionally, even though it's an unconscious intention, if I were not intentionally taking myself to the first of the month, my present happiness would be all I see. Tell yourself, my present happiness is all I see. I'm sitting here in this beautiful, beautiful experience in beautiful Miami. I refuse to let myself see anything other than my present happiness. Tell yourself, demand it, require it, expect it. Look for it. I'm looking for my present happiness. God said the present happiness is my default state. The present happiness is all I would see, all I would experience if I wasn't doing something crazy with my mind. Yeah, I need to see my present happiness. The present happiness is present, and it's a present. And it is presented to me as the present, my present happiness. That means I'm happy right now. I don't need to wait until I make more money, get a boo, get a bigger house, get a better car. Then I'll be happy. When I get that new $100,000 Tesla, I'll be happy. When I get that new beautiful home that I've been working on and saving for and getting ready for and fixing my credit for, then I'll be happy. When I get that new boo and oh, me and them are just strolling on the beach, oh, it's so amazing, then I'll be happy. Holding ourselves hostage to some event that we've contrived in our mind rather than looking at the present happiness. My present happiness is all I see. Make it your aim today to only see your present happiness. Oh, here's my present happiness. I feel so happy because my present happiness is all I see. This is not a statement of escape. This is not a statement of denial. This is a statement of truth that will bring you into heaven. Eyes that begin to open, see at last. Wow, it only took us 290 days. And for me, I don't know how many years and how many lifetimes. I don't know how many lifetimes you've experienced it, yes? Even in this lifetime, reading the Course Miracles for over a decade. Finally, this is only my 10th or 11th or 12th time reading this lesson. Well, maybe my eyes begin to open at and see at last. And I would have Christ's vision come to me this very day. Stop procrastinating. Stop pushing away your good. Stop saying, I have to work on it. No, you don't. No, you don't. There's nothing you have to work on. The Course teaches that when we say, I have to work on it, it means we don't really want it now. If we hold the truth, my present happiness is real. Remember, day one, return to day one. Day one in this series, so profound. Day one, why? Because on day one, go to the videos on 5 platforms. ValerieLoveTV.com, Valerie Love YouTube channel, ChristianWitchesTV.com, the Christian Witches YouTube channel, Reverend Valerie Love Facebook fan page, Christian Witches Club on Clubhouse, and it is on Odyssey, or the blockchain, or on the blockchain that is also known as Library. It's on Odyssey. If you don't want to watch any of those other platforms or not on any of those other platforms, it's on Odyssey. It's in 5 places. Go to day one. On day one, we delved into what are we doing this for? We set our intention on day one. We made a commitment on day one. We made a pact we touched and agreed together on day one that we would be here every day with each other, loving on each other, for all of us to come home. We made that decision on day one. And on day one, we found out why we were making that decision. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at day one. Why are we doing this? Right here in the introduction. Where are we? Let me find it. Thank you for being patient with me. Day one. This is why we do the course for these 3 lines right here. If it has not been clear, or maybe you're new here, if it is not clear what the course is about, it is about 3 lines. The first line: nothing real can be threatened. Real. Tomorrow we will learn what is real. What is the real world? That's coming up tomorrow. Nothing real can be threatened. You are real. Love is real. Happiness is real. Abundance is real. Peace is real. Everlasting life is real. Your sovereignty is real. Truth is real. Source is real. Nothing unreal exists. The past is unreal. The future is unreal. Sin is unreal. Guilt is unreal. Shame is unreal. Fear is not real. Confusion is not real. Resistance is not real. What you think you did wrong, those thoughts are not real. The only real thoughts are the thoughts we think with God. And all the thoughts we think of God are thoughts of love and power and peace and prosperity and well-being and perfection and beauty and holiness. All other thoughts and things. Money is not real. Your house is not real. Your body is not real. Your body is not real. How can you tell if something's not real? It doesn't last. It doesn't last forever. And it can change. If it can change and if it doesn't last forever, it is not real. If it's not real, it doesn't exist. Well, I'm fretting over imagination. Yep, I made up stories that these things were real and they are not real. I killed myself to get more money instead of sitting in love with my kids when my kids saying, can you just play with me this morning? And no, I can't play with you because I got to go to work and I got to build my business and I got to hustle and grind to get more money so I can take care of you. Can't you see what I'm doing? And your kid is crying as you're walking out the door. That's not real. And the level of attention and captivation we experience over things that are not real would lead us to the conclusion that the human race, we've all been hypnotized to the unreal. It's not real. And the course, day by day, helps us to distinguish between what is real and what is not real. It's not real. Anything that happened in the past is not real. Now it gives us the third line. Herein lies the peace of God. When you can see what is real and what is not. That's not real. Like our heroine in Divergent. They tossed her into one of her worst fears, a tank, clear tank, glass tank that she was trapped in, and then it began to fill with water. And she was panicking. How am I going to get out of here? And then she was in terror. And then she had a realization of truth. She was banging on the wall, banging on the glass, couldn't get out. Such is the state of the things that we think are real and they're not real. They're traps. Until she realized, this is not real. And she said it. She said, this is not real. And she tapped the glass with one finger and it cracked and fell apart. It's an illusion. It's not real. Do not interact with the third dimension as if it were truth. In reality, it is not. Now, honor that you are in a third dimensional experience, and you wouldn't put your body in front of a truck and say, well, that truck is not real and this body is not real. You probably wouldn't do that. So, you being the multi-dimensional being you are operating on multiple dimensions at the same time. You would know what to do with this third dimensional reality and how to interact with it in a way where you are fully engaged in this amazing game, yet you are not attached to bodies and things in the game. That way you don't suffer. It's not real. A body is not real, and we're all going to drop our avatar body one day. And if you've been on this planet for 20, 30, 40 years, especially 50, 60 years, you've probably seen a lot of people drop their avatar body. Maybe some of them were super close to you. They dropped their avatar body, and you can look and say, that's not real. We know it when we look at them after they have dropped the body. That's why they call it the remains. Our I started to say verbology. That's not a word. A wordology. That may not be a word either. I'm going to go with it. The remains, our wordology tells us what the truth is. This is the remains. This is the skin they shed. So we can sit at a funeral and be completely honoring, or a memorial service like my mom's memorial service, and be completely honoring of everyone and every experience they have there. We wouldn't turn into cold-hearted, mean people and say, well, that's not real. No, 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 no. That's not how to comport ourselves in love. We can sit there in the memorial, and while people are wrapped in grief, which sometimes we're wrapped in grief, you're human. Let yourself have your human experience. We know we do not get lost in it, because I sat at my mother's memorial service, and while everyone was looking at her beautiful picture, and we were all wearing purple in honor of her and her favorite color when she was in this life. She was a purple lady because she was a witch. She would have never said that because she was all for Jesus. Yay! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As they were gazing at the picture of my mother, I was looking at Mom. She was standing on stage next to the brother. They call it the brother in the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall, right? Next to the brother who was talking and giving, and the brother was speaking, and he got all choked up. He could not. He was a Bethelite, a Bethel brother. One day I'll explain that to you in a Jehovah's Witness video. He got all choked up. He couldn't even speak because Jackie McIntosh had been in the Christian witches. Wow, Mom, thank you. Because Jackie McIntosh had been a faithful servant of Jehovah for 50 years. And I wholly respect that, because my mother walked her path, irregardless of what her mother said. It was her path for her to walk. And I got nothing but props for everyone's path, whatever it is for you. So while I was looking at Mom, I was like, Mom, you were standing there this whole time? She was just, yeah. She was looking around, looking at all the people that came. Death is not real. Then I was like, oh no, it's going to be on now, because now Mom can haunt all four of us equally, all four of her kids. Because before, she would have to go to one house, then she would have to go and get us. Now without a body, she looked like she was happy. She said, yeah, now I can be I can multi-locate. I can be on all of y'all at the same time. Same thing I'm going to do with my kids and grandkids. I can get all of y'all at the same time. Before, I had to go over this one's house, and then I had to go to that one's house, and then I had to go to that one's college, and then Now, not only can I get y'all, I can be with y'all, all of y'all, all at the same time, because spirits are non-local. A body is not real. And if you do not tune into what is real behind the body, when the body drops, you'd be devastated. And I had my moments of devastation when mom dropped her body. That was her choice. That was between her and her maker. We don't have anything to do with that. The body is not real. It's a stunt double, an avatar, and we have attachments to bodies rather than going into the infinite field and talking to mom right here. Mom is right here, right now. Grandma's here, grandpa's here, my daddy's here. Everybody's here. My present happiness is all I see. Okay? Now, if you can get with the first two statements, nothing real can be threatened. It is impossible to threaten spirit, destroy spirit, capture spirit, make spirit a slave. Impossible. Nothing that's real can be threatened. You're untouchable. Just like Christ said, you can't kill me. You can't kill a spirit. He was more in touch with his true identity as spirit. I am spirit. What lesson is that in the course? What lesson is I am spirit? Let me find it right now because I need it in this moment. I am spirit. We're going to find it. And I will tell you the number and just say it to yourself thousands of times. I've said it to myself thousands of times. I am spirit. But probably would it be a good idea if I just used the search? I am spirit. Press search. Oh, we're in the text. Workbook. Lesson 97. There we go. Lesson 97. That's who you are. That's who everyone is. You are not a body. You are not a body. They are not a body. I am not a body. My mom is not a body. My dad is not a body. My grandmother is not a body. My grandfather is not a body. Everyone's not a body. My children are not a body. My grandkids are not a body. No one is a body. Everyone is a spirit. I am spirit. You are spirit. Everyone is spirit. Everyone is spirit. Everyone is one. Everyone is spirit. All one with my one self, capital S self. We have bodies. Now, if you can get with that, meditate on it, and really, really come home to that being true, herein lies the peace of God. You'll be at peace. You'll be in the peace of God. You'll be unshakable in the bliss of God. Your present happiness is all you will see. You won't fear the future. We're all going to drop a body avatar. Yay, they call it a homegoing. Once again, our wordology reveals that we know the truth on very deep levels. We know that there was so much more to us than a body. Yet, the game, this third dimensional game, is so convincing. It's a very convincing game. It tries to make us think it is real. Now, I'm going to show you something on let's go to Professor Hoffman. Thank you, Spirit. You need this man in your life right here. If you want scientific proof with the mathematics to go with it, you need this man in your life right here. Professor Donald D. Hoffman, a doctor, PhD. You need Professor of Cognitive Sciences at the University of California, Irvine, Donald D. Hoffman. You need him in your life. Why? Because he has a theory that he has proved. Here is what he says. Basically, what he's saying is that we're not in reality. And they proved it with mathematics and science. And what he is saying is that there is no such, that the world around us is a false front and it's false on purpose, and that your body is only an icon, nothing more. Donald, pardon me, Donald D. Hoffman proved it with science. Please get his book. Pardon me. The Case Against Reality. Here's his book right here. Pardon me. That's the Audible version. If you go to Amazon, there's the book. The Case Against Reality. It's not real. Pardon me. The Case Against Reality. What we think, he's saying the exact same thing the Course says. He is saying the exact same thing the Course says. What we take as reality with our five senses is not reality. It's a simulation. And if you think it's real, you're going to suffer. If you know that it's not real and you interact with it as a game, a big fun game, and you do the things in the game that you're supposed to do, don't say, well, I'm not paying for my car because my car is not real. And that means the bank's not real. They're going to come take your car. Like, don't be ridiculous with this. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah, that's how we set it up in the game. We set it up in the game that there's fun tickets. That's what I call money, fun tickets. And you get to do things with your fun tickets. It's like Monopoly money. It's like you're in the game. So don't try to tell the game that it's not real, therefore I don't have responsibility in the game, because that's not true. You came to the game for a reason. Soccer players know that the game is a game and that when they leave the field in a few hours, they're going to go to regular life and you're going to go to the cafe and drink some coffee. And they're not playing soccer in Starbucks. They know it's a game with a beginning, a middle, and an end. The football, the big, what's the big thing they have in February? Super Bowl. It's a game. Now, because it's a game does not mean you're supposed to be a slouch in the game. You're supposed to win the game, not against someone else. You win the game by graduating the game by forgiving everything. And you graduate the game. That's how you win the game. So because you're not supposed to look around and say, oh, well, this is not real. I'm not going to do anything. It's not real. That book is not real. So what's the point? This not real, this your ability to determine what is real and what is not real, or to understand the distinction, does not lead to nihilism, where you just, oh, well, nothing means anything. We'll just go into a deep black pit of nothingness. No, that's not it either. When we understand what is real and what is not real, we play the game even more. Oh, I'm all in on this game. This is a fun game. I'm going to win this game. Florence Scovel Shinn called it the game of life and how to play it. You're playing it with your consciousness. There's many forms of it because it's out of copyright. Therefore, you can make a version of it. So there's many versions of it. Get one that's a really good version. The Game of Life and How to Play It, Florence Scovel Shinn. Now, because we know what's real and what's not real, we're not disconnected from what's not real. We acknowledge what's not real. We appropriately engage with it. You can walk on the beach and say, this beach is not real. I'm imagining this beach in my mind. That's true. Isn't it a great imagination? Be all in, like, ooh, I feel the sand under my feet. Ooh, I can smell salt in the air. I feel the sun on my skin. This is a great game. Be all in the game, even while you know this is not real. And be attached to nothing and no one in the game. Peace of God. It doesn't mean to be detached in your relationships, because the egoic mind is so insane that when we hear truth, it begins to throw up. Well, what about that? And what about that? And what about that? I don't know if your mind does that. That's what my mind does. Well, no, 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 no. It's coming up with crazy scenarios with regard to the truth to try to get us to not go with the truth. Don't follow it. Be in the peace of God. Be in the peace of God, please. Let's go back to the workbook for students, which is where our 360 lessons are, 361 lessons are our final lessons. Last lesson, we do it 5 times. We are right here, 290. Do you see we're in the home stretch? We're right down here. We came all this way. We came all this way together. If any of these things are not settled in your spirit, that's why we have it recorded on 5 platforms. Go to it again and again and again and again and again until your consciousness is liberated. How many times am I supposed to do it? Peter, 7 times? 77 times 7 until your consciousness is liberated and you're in the peace of God. Do you see all this way we've come? You ought to be so proud of yourself. Look how far you have come. All the way up to, all the way. You've done all of this, all of this, all of this. And even if you were not here during every one of these, you were still here in spirit. And you're here now. My present happiness is all I see. We did all of this. Now, because sometimes you really have to look at, wow, we did all that. We did all of this. And now you want to only look at your present happiness. Being that we had all the 289 lessons before this one, it makes 290 easy. That I'm going to have Christ vision this very day. I'm not going to keep looking at things like they're real. I'm not going to look on sins upon other people. I'm not going to look at what other people did wrong. I'm not going to cast myself as a victim, cast other people as a villain. Pardon me. I'm not going to look at things the way my ego wants me to look at things. I'm going to look at my present happiness, and I'm going to see with the eyes of Christ today. Now, we tried it many times on many days. It said, see with the eyes of Christ. It said, forgive, and you'll see clearly. It says, go past the clouds, and you'll see the light. It says, keeps peering past the body. See the aura. See the light. See, that's Christ's vision. What I perceive without God's own correction for the sight I made is frightening and painful to behold. If I perceive without God's own correction, GOC, if I see without God's correction of what I'm seeing, I will be frightened and it will be painful to behold. You see, when I was looking at my mom, as she had gotten very, very, very slim, very tiny, after her experience of 2 years with cancer, a beautiful blessing to us because we just didn't believe that she was leaving because Mom beat everything. We just didn't believe she was leaving. She was telling us, I'm leaving. I'm dropping the avatar body and I'm going to be in another dimension. I'm going to be in the other dimensions. I'm still with you. I'm still right here and right next to you. I'm in dimensions beyond time and space. And that would have been painful to behold without the truth. That would have been terrifying. When I looked at my mom, laying there in the bed. Yeah, that was her body avatar. Long, silver, beautiful hair because she never took chemo. She never took radiation. She never took, all that stuff they wanted to do. She didn't do it. She went the natural route, as did my grandmother. They didn't do all that stuff. They went the natural route. Left out of here with a beautiful, long, gorgeous head of silver hair. Beautiful, beautiful. Both my mom and my grandmother. Not one hair on their head came out. Beautiful. They looked at the doctors and they were like, no. And they went and did their own thing. And my mother chose to go out by that means because souls choose. They can choose how they're going to go out. Nothing can kill you. You're unkillable. When you're ready to leave, you're going to leave. Most of the time, they say souls that really want to leave, they pick something that's acceptable for them to leave by, because they can't just say to their family, I'm done here, I'm out. That's not acceptable in our modern Western society. Now, all along, it was very acceptable. Everyone knew they were going to drop their body and yay, they were going to be dancing and they were going to be in dimensions beyond. And they had a ceremony for that. They had a way of helping you over. Here, we're just so terrified of death, even though everyone's going to do it. I mean, it's not a death, it's a birth, as the Egyptians tell us. You leave one dimension and you're born into another dimension. Your death day is actually your birthday somewhere else. Well, if we think of that and we don't have the correction, God's correction of our perception that I'm seeing things untruly, then it'll be frightening and painful. I'm seeing things untruly because it's frightening and painful. Can we understand every single word in the chorus? Every single word is a gift to us. And if we can change our minds, if we can let God's correction correct our faulty perceptions. Oh, we're married to some of our perceptions. We don't want to change them. I don't want to have a different perception. I want this perception that's making me frightened, and feeling pain because I'm used to it and I don't know anything about bliss. I haven't spent the whole day in bliss from the moment I was born onto this painful planet in an avatar body. And the invitation from the Course says, and I would have Christ's vision come to me this very day. How did Christ say to the man, come be my follower? Oh, I would love to, but he had a big old but. My daddy died, and I have to go bury my daddy. And Christ looked at him, no change in emotion, and said, Yeshua, however you pronounce it, said, let the dead bury the dead. Let the dead bury their dead. You're in this life. What does that mean? You're in this life. They already graduated. You're going to go over there rather than go into your life. You told them that's deadness. I'm inviting you to life. Which one are you choosing? Like a person that had a correct perception would know that that body that was laying there is not your father. And you would go with Christ. You would go with Yeshua. If you have a correction of faulty perceptions in my mind. My mind, the egoic mind, is always creating a faulty perception based on the five senses, and I need a correction to my faulty perception. Yet I would not allow my mind to be deceived by the belief the dream I made is real an instant longer. I am not going to stay in this terrifying and frightening and painful dream a second longer. Why would you want to be in a painful dream? No, my daddy died. I got to go have the funeral and bury my daddy and do this with my daddy and cry over my daddy's dead body. Christ said, why? Not in coldness that you didn't honor your father. You honor your father by honoring that he's still right here with you right now. My present happiness is all I see. Am I experiencing present happiness when I'm looking at a body and I think that's my father? Am I experiencing present happiness? No, I am not. I'm experiencing present pain, dread, grief, terror, horror, and I'm really sad for myself. I'm not sad for that person. I'm really sad for myself because I'm afraid of my own feelings. And that is really the only thing any of us are afraid of. We're afraid of, I might have some feelings that I can't handle, and these feelings will gobble me whole. I can't handle my own feelings. Please don't die, because I can't handle how I would feel if you died. Wow, egoic mind. Really in somebody else's lane, aren't we? Don't die, because I would feel bad. Wow. Rather than get in touch with this true spirit self, I am spirit, you are spirit, instead of meditating on I am spirit, you are spirit, we are spirit, all is spirit, and getting in touch with the being on spirit realms. We're there crying over body, let me go bury my father. It's just so devastating. I mean, I've had moments of devastation. Yes, don't stay in them. And how long or short, how deep or shallow you go into it is based on your perception and what level of correction you allow for the perception. It's a perception. Perceptions are not true. It's what I think I'm seeing, and it's not even what I'm really seeing. Let me see with the eyes of Christ, because I'm not going to be deceived by the belief that the dream I made is real. It's not real. This the day I seek my present happiness and look on nothing else except the thing I seek. You can walk into a hospital and stay in your present happiness. And if you did, you would be spreading the vibration. You would be emanating the vibration of present happiness to everyone. And they could tap into it if they wanted to. See, you could walk into a prison and you can stay in your present happiness, and you would be vibrating present happiness, and you would be emanating present happiness to everyone there. You would be in the real world. You could go into the middle of a fight with people today, and you can stay in your present happiness, and you can vibrate present happiness and know that this is not real. And the present happiness and the love would call all situations into their perfect expression. It would elevate everything into its perfect expression, and you would always be able to see the truth. What a gift to be able to see the truth. Things are not as they appear. What a blessing to see the truth. In the instances that I can see the truth, I can't always see the truth. I'll be honest with you. In the moments and spaces and times and experiences where I can see the truth, I'm always at peace, because I know that what this thing is in front of me, this is not real. And this is not what's really happening. I'm going to see with the eyes of Christ. This is not denial. It's not denial, because when you correct a faulty perception, spirit will tell you what to do and it will be worked out. And sometimes the thing to do is nothing, yet except know the truth. The battle is not yours. Be still and know. For I dwell in the secret place of the Most High. What am I looking at? That's why the Course keeps saying, don't just jump into action. It's something you see, because you don't know what you're looking at. Nothing I see means anything. We had to tell ourselves that when we were in the kindergarten of the Course, which we return to every January, by the way, right? Personally, on January 1st, you can go back to the first recording. On January 1st, sometime during the day, I'll pick up the book and I will read A Course in Miracles, Lesson 1. All over again for the 59th millionth time. Who cares? I still have a body, so I must still need the lessons in love. Because I haven't graduated the avatar body yet. Yay, I'm not in a rush to graduate this avatar body. because I'm enjoying it so much. Yet, hey, we all gonna drop this avatar body. Get used to it. The people who are in perfect peace are not afraid to die. If you're not afraid to die, you're not afraid to live. If you're afraid to die, you ain't living. You're not living if you're afraid to die, because you're going to be measured, you're going to be careful, you're going to be so stuck in safety. You have to be safe you have an obsession with safe because you haven't made peace with death. There is no death. It's not real. I'm going to change. You're going to change. We're all going to change. Every person on this planet changed. There's been billions of people on this planet. There's billions of people on the planet now. We all changed. Wouldn't you think that we would be more at peace with something that everyone's going to do and that everyone's doing every day? You would think we would have made peace with it by now. Nope, we still haven't. Why? Because we have faulty perceptions that require correction. Today is going to be different for you. Because today you're not going to look on anything other than your present happiness. Today you're only going to see with the Christ vision. Today you're not going to see any dreams of frightening, painful scenes. You know, we terrorized ourselves with frightening, painful scenes in the mind that never occurred. And then we saw frightening, painful scenes. Okay, I'm seeing a frightful and painful scene. Please correct my perception, Holy Spirit. That is what to say. The Course has a line that I always remember that serves me so well. It says, I must have decided wrongly because I am not at peace. I must have decided wrongly. Let me find that. Hello. It's in the text. In one of my favorite sections of the text, well, chapter 5, healing and wholeness is probably my favorite text chapter, healing and wholeness. It says it right here. I must have decided wrongly because I am not at peace. When I first read that years ago, I was like, well, damn, what have I been doing with my life? I've been deciding wrongly. And I couldn't figure out, why am I not at peace? Because you're deciding wrongly. You're deciding something. You're deciding to see something that's not there. You're deciding to be in fear or guilt or terror or pain or suffering. You don't have to be in any of those things. You decided for them. You decided wrongly. So anytime I have an experience where I'm not at peace, what decision did I make that I'm here, Spirit? Now, most people are not asking themselves that question because most people don't study the Course, right? I study the Course like my life depends on it because it does. I don't want to be insane, which I will be if I do not get these lessons and realize and remember who I am and what I'm here for. I will be insane. Like probably 7 billion people on the planet, or maybe 6 billion. I don't know. Maybe 1.5 billion of us are in the Course. A whole lot of us woke up this morning and went to the Course after prayer and meditation. Thank you, God. And the more of us that you can get in the Course or in nature, they don't have to pick up the Course. Don't make the Course a religion. It's not a religion. It's a spiritual path. You'll get the same lessons if you sit by a tree, sit on the beach and meditate. Pop some shrooms in your mouth and meditate. I'm not telling you to take shrooms. I'm telling you, you can get the same realizations in many ways, billions of ways. Don't think the Course is the only way you're going to get it, because people read that line in the Course and they mistake it. There is a line in the Course that says this is a required course. And they think you have to have this book. Well, how would that be different from Christianity that told you you have to have this Savior, Jesus, and if you don't have him, you're fucked? No. It's a required course in love. And everyone is getting the Course in their own life. You could be in India, never heard of A Course in Miracles, you're getting it. You could be in a Buddhist and never heard of A Course in Miracles, you're getting it in your chant. You're getting it. You could be Islamic 5 times on your mat every day. You're getting it. Don't think people have to get it in a certain form. They don't. That's where you get Gestapo spiritual people that tell you have to do it a certain way. I run from those people. They left religion and they made another religion. We're not making another religion. We left religion. We graduated religion because religion told you everything to do, and it told you you had to do it this way. And if you didn't do it this way, something bad was going to happen to you. That's not spirituality. Everyone's spirit, everyone's hearing from God. That is an inner knowing for every being. You don't need a book to tell you. I use the book because the book is helpful. Yet, if I sat and meditated and never read a book, we would come to all the same conclusions. Truth is truth, and truth is in you. And what is true, and nothing else is true. That's what the Course tells us. I must have decided wrongly because I am not at peace. The beauty is, I made the decision myself, but I can also decide otherwise. That's the beauty of the Course. I want to decide otherwise because I want to be at peace. I do not feel guilty because the Holy Spirit will undo all the consequences of my wrong decision if I will let Him. That even though I chose wrongly, I'm not at peace. I don't feel good because I decided wrongly about something. What did I decide wrongly about? You decided wrongly about money. You think you don't have enough money. Okay. So now you're all stressed. Oh, okay. I must have decided wrongly because I'm not at peace. You decided wrongly about your boo. You decided that your boo should change to make you happy. Oh, that's why you're not at peace. If you would allow people to be who they are and love them as they are, which is true unconditional love, and allow them to love you for who you are, love doesn't judge. Without a judgment, I wouldn't think that something's wrong. Oh, I decided wrongly. Kids, shut up and sit down, right? My mother didn't allow us to use shut up. Some people use that word, right? Please be quiet. Oh my God, you get on my last nerve. I must have decided wrongly. I must have decided that my kids are too loud. And somehow, because they're being loud, I must have decided that that actually can affect my inner states. I decided wrongly because my inner states are decided by me. Kids can yell as loud as they want. What says I must move out of peace? Nothing except my lack of self mastery. I'm not unfuckwithable yet. Okay, kids. Thank you, kids, for showing me that I am not yet unfuckwithable. Let me go within and remember I am spirit. Let me remember I decided wrongly. Swish, swish, swish. Holy Spirit, I'm not going to feel guilty because I know that you can correct my perception right now. Not, I'm working on it. Fuck working on it. Be it now. Stop it. If you're working on it, you don't really want it. I want it now. That's why the Course is saying right now. It's saying right now. Today, I'm going to not be in my faulty perceptions today. My present happiness is all I see. We're in the section on what is the Holy Spirit. It's the mediator between illusions and truth. Remember, we talked about the Holy Spirit being the bridge to get out of what's not real. Anytime you're in something that's not real, Holy Spirit, or God, or Source, or Jehovah, or Jah, or Allah, or Olodumare, or whomever you speak to, can you help me right now? Because right now I'm frightened by what I'm seeing. Just pause, breathe, go within. PPG. Pause, breathe, go within. Holy Spirit, Source, can you help me right now? Because I'm seeing something that's frightening and painful. That's how you correct it. Correct the perceptions in the moment, in the moment, in the moment. In the moment, perception correction. In the moment, perception correction. I think I'm seeing a fight. What am I looking at, Spirit? Pause, breathe, go within. What am I looking at, Spirit? It takes a second. You don't have to go in the bathroom and have a 20-minute meditation. You can, in the moment, in the moment, in the moment. It becomes default, in the moment. I don't know what I'm looking at. What am I seeing? Am I seeing something that's not real? I must be seeing something that's not real because I'm seeing something frightening and painful. The course will save your whole life if you let it. It will save your whole life if you let it. And we chose the course as our means of learning. Other people chose the river. A Shaolin monk chose meditation. Someone chose yoga. Someone chose healthy eating. Someone chose a love relationship. We're all receiving the same lessons in love from the universe. Some receive it by staring at the stars. We're all getting it. Here's our prayer for today. With this resolve, be resolved, be resolved. Don't let the ego win. Be resolved to see only the truth today. I'm only going to see with Christ's vision today. With this resolve, I come to you and ask your strength to hold me up today, especially if you have something difficult to do. Maybe you have a difficult meeting today. Maybe you have a difficult conversation. Maybe you have a funeral to go to. Maybe you have a hospital to visit someone in. Maybe you're going to take care of a parent that you know sometimes is difficult. Hold me up today while I but seek to do your will. That's all I'm going to seek. I am only going to seek to do your will. Thy will is my will. Thy will is my will. Thy will is my will. What is this? The will of some big sky god? Hell no. It is what your true will is. You cannot fail to hear me, Father. Christ said it. Yeshua said, I know you hear me. You always hear me. Thank you. And he turned bread into enough for 5,000 people. That is the story to tell us that your prayer is miraculous. What I ask, have you already given me? At some point in my spiritual journey, I learned that everything I was praying for, I already had. And I said, why am I praying? And heaven looked at me like, good question. Why are you praying? I was like, oh, damn. Why am I praying? It's a good question. And what are you praying for? And I will guarantee you that if you look at the essence of your prayers, everything you have already prayed, everything you have ever prayed for, you already have. Test it for yourself. And I am sure that I will see my happiness today. I am sure that I will see my happiness today. Say it. Say it to yourself. I am sure. I'm certain. I'm confident in source. I'm confident in the I am, that I'll see my happiness today. And that's all I'm going to see today, because that's all I'm going to look upon today. Course in Miracles lesson 290. My present happiness is all I see. It's a declaration. It's a choice. It's a decision. My present happiness is all I see. Wow, isn't that the truth, Black Treasure Chest? It's the same thing I think when I read the course. I'm like, wow. If there was a feather in this room, it could knock me over right now. Wow. Like, what was I doing with my mind for 30 years? Before I came into my awakening, over 30 years ago, before I came into my awakening, what was I doing with my mind other than killing myself? That's why I wanted to take myself out. I was in so much pain. I was so afraid. I was terrified. I was a victim. People were doing things to me. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. I was whining like a baby. And it didn't work. They kept doing what they wanted to do. I couldn't figure out, how come I can't get these people to do what I want them to do? I can't get them. I keep trying. Well, stop trying to do that. No one's here to do what you want them to do. And you're not here to do what anyone else wants you to do. Right? Wow. Thank you, Rita Love. 40 peeps. Over 40 peeps in the house on YouTube watching live stream. Don't forget to thumbs up. Baby, isn't this delicious? I stay in the present happiness. Let's see what our people are saying. Like treasure chest. Come on, preach, mama. Come on. Kashery. Kashery? Am I saying that right? God morning, God morning, God morning. Black treasure chest. Facts. Rena Love, after this lesson, we should be able to handle anything that comes our way. Isn't that the truth, Rena Love? Shouldn't we know? Oh my goodness, Rena Love. Everybody can't consume this information. They call me crazy, but they are the ones that's missing out on this delicious information. Thank you. Woo! You know, I think they're not ready yet, right? They're not ready yet. I am spirit. I feel that still is another story when them back pains hit. More meditation necessary. Yeah, absolutely. The Black Treasure Chest. Absolutely. Oh, peeps, I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, y'all have that book. Black Women Stand Up. You love that book. Woo! Love it. I am spirit. I am spirit. I don't know how I was going to do it. I'm old. I don't have any weapons, but I was going to go talk to my stepbrother about robbing my father. Wow. Let's see the beginning of this. Preach. I needed this. Thank you. You saved my life and somebody else too, because all I had was anger in my heart because my father was robbed. My intention was to go take care of that business. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Then you don't have to go take care of it how you were originally going to take care of it. You can say, okay, I'm not in peace, so I must have decided wrongly. Also, family, when you go to valerielove.com, if you go to valerielove.com, I'm going to show you a little something with regard to Amazon and the books. When you go to valerielove.com, if you go to books, valerielove.com/books. Okay, if you go to books, uh, yes, you'll see books by Reverend Valerie Love. Absolutely. Get them. And if you're a member of the channel, you have the ebook versions of these books as a gift. That is a gift we give to all channel members because we absolutely love that the channel members support everything we're doing. Okay, so you will definitely get the books, all the magical books, the witchy books, the spiritual books, the magical books, the magic money and metaphysics books. And if you go right here, if you go to my recommendations page, Valerie Love's recommendations page, here are all the books that I've put in a ordered format for you. I just bought this book yesterday. Oh my goodness. 365 Days of Hoodoo by Stephanie Rose Bird. I really love her. So this is every day because we were studying hoodoo in the mystery school with the initiates and Christian witches initiates, with the witches that are in the current initiation program. So here I have all the books outlined for you here so that, and they're topicked: tarot books, occult books, books on Bitcoin, books for the Christian Witches Mystery School, spirituality books, books on success. There's over 50 books in books on success, some of the best books that you can imagine on success, all areas of success. So if you use that link at valerielove.com and you go into any of these books, and then let's say you click through on one of the books, then what you can do is you can go shopping anywhere all over Amazon. Amazon will still pay Valerie Love. Isn't that beautiful? Valerie Love Kaisi. If you have this baby, this beautiful baby, by all means, please do leave a review, because as you can see, many Christians, help me spread the truth. Many Christians, all the people that read the book, love the book, 5 stars, 5 stars. Wow. So clear, so much. Wonderful reviews. And then you will see Christians who never bought the book, never read the book, didn't buy the book, ain't interested in learning anything, do a 1-star review and say, this book is not good, you can't be a Christian witch, don't be deceived by the devil. So we have got to stand our ground and add to the conversation. And don't let the voices of fear and judgment Let them be less than the voices for love that say, I have this book. This is what I learned from this book. We never fight with ignorant people. It's a losing case. You state what worked for you. You state what came for you from this book. This is a profound, powerful, game changing, world changing, groundbreaking book. Not because I wrote it. I didn't write it, I scribed it. There's a distinction. Setting Christians free, letting them know that you've been lied to when they told you could not practice magic. Magic is your right. It's your right to powerfully create your world. It's your right. So please, I beseech you, if you have How to Be a Christian Witch, spellcrafting for the Christian Witch, magical prayers for the Christian Witch, leave a review, especially on How to Be a Christian Witch. Do not let people who have meanness and bias be the loudest voices we hear on the planet. Stand for love. Take a stand for love in the face of those who are fearful. They're afraid. They're afraid. Stand with me in love and in truth, and with all the ministers of God who are standing in love and truth and who came here to set the captives free. Would you do that? I would be so thankful if you would do that. I would be so thankful. So thankful. So thankful. So thankful. So thankful. Right? So thankful. Family, if you desire, hop on Clubhouse, because I'm going to ask, the links are all below this vid, because I'm going to ask anyone who was over the weekend with us to share something they learned that they can share with the family. We know that it was Vegas, so we don't share any personal experiences. A takeaway, something that you can share with the family. So I'm going to ask that of you on Clubhouse if you were with us in Atlanta over the weekend. And if you weren't with us in Atlanta over the weekend, you were still with us in Atlanta over the weekend because you were with us in spirit. You're always with us. Mwah, love you. ValerieLove.com. I am at your service, Christian Witch, Divine Midwife of Soul Destiny, and the author of over 20 books on practical spirituality. I lose count, so I say over 20. When it gets to over 30, I'm going to say over 30 books on practical spirituality. I'm about to go write some more. I love you. You are loved. You are appreciated. We'll see you tomorrow for day 291. Peace. Kaisi out.